in your office, just working away, and the phone rings. You answer it, and the person on the other side wants to buy your products and services. They ask you a few questions, you answer them, they buy, you hang up the phone. Phone rings again. The person on the other end of the line wants to buy your products and services. You sell them to them, you hang up, the phone rings again. It goes on like this all day long until at the end of the day, it's record sales. And you're thinking, whoa, this is great. Come back the next day, it's the same thing. That phone just doesn't quit ringing. A whole week of it. So you finally decide, holy cow, I better get some help. Let me get somebody in here to help me sell. So you get somebody, they come in, and that phone rings, and it rings, and it rings, and you're selling, and you're making a profit, and things are looking good, and your business is growing, and you've just never had it so good. You can't believe it. Raise your hand if that describes your business right now. So that's why you're all here. There are 3 key things that you need to do to generate leads effectively. You got your paper ready? Okay. The first one is you have to target your audience. You have to know who is most likely to buy your product or service. Who is most likely to buy? Where are they? How do they buy? What do they buy? Why will they buy from you? If you don't know your audience, you're not going to be effective at lead generation. Number 2, you need a compelling message. You must develop an engaging message that differentiates you from the competition. Is there anyone in this room who has absolutely no competitors? Raise your hand. Right. So everybody's got competitors. Even if your biggest competitor is that company's just going to do nothing instead of hiring me, which happens all the time. So you have to have a compelling message that differentiates you from the competition. And the third thing is consistency. You must deliver that message consistently, and you must follow up consistently. Think about your own business. Have you really targeted your audience? Do you really know who you're selling to? Do you have an engaging message that truly differentiates you? And are you consistent about delivering that message and following up? Every company in this room is probably leaving money on the table. The easiest way to get new business is to get more business from your existing customers. So when companies come to me and say, I need to generate more revenue, I need to sell more, I say to them, who are your customers? Are they buying everything they could from you? Are there things that they need that you have that you're not out there selling them? Could you upsell them? Could you sell them a product or service they've never purchased from you before? Think about your own customer base. How do you keep in touch with them? How often? Are they satisfied? Because if they're not, they're certainly not going to buy any more from you. Okay, now don't lie to me. Raise your hand if you ask your satisfied customers for referrals all the time. Oh, good, good. We've got some people, that's excellent. How many of you, gosh, darn it, I wish I would ask my customers for referrals more often. Raise your hand. Good. So if you have satisfied customers, they can become a walking advertisement for your business. But not all people are like me who will just go around promoting every business that I love. They have to be asked. They have to be asked, could you provide a testimonial for me? Now, if you've tried that before, you say, oh, nobody ever sends me anything. Write it for them, send it to them, and say, would this be okay? May I use this? And then you have a testimonial. Also, if you're having trouble getting testimonials, think about whether you really have satisfied customers or not. So make sure that they're satisfied before you ask them. But most of your customers would be happy to refer you to other people if you just remind them by asking. What's the next easiest way to generate leads? I heard some of you saying it. Networking. Networking is the next easiest way. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I like to do everything the easy way. Why should it be hard if it doesn't have to be? So I go to the customers that know and love me and try to sell them something that they need. I go to them and ask them for referrals, get testimonials, get them to tell other people about me, and I go out and network. People want to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. So the vast majority of the people that I have ever worked with to help them increase their sales do not like to cold call. And they don't do it. So they might have a list and think they're gonna do it, but they don't. And if that's the only method you are relying on to generate leads, you are in big trouble. You might think, oh, these salespeople will go cold call for me. Think again. Most people do not want to cold call, and they do not know how to do it. However, I will tell you that cold calling can be effective. In certain industries today, it is still effective. I have a really good friend, Mike Perkins. He's in commercial real estate. He gets his best leads from driving around and looking at commercial property and stopping in and getting information. It still works for him. So think about your business. If you could benefit from that kind of cold calling, where literally you're out knocking on doors and meeting people, and that'll work for you, then go do it. But it is not easy. It's hard work, and you have to be able to face a lot of rejection. So you have to get your happy face on and get out there and knock on those doors, and when they say, go away, you gotta be ready for that. And you gotta keep moving anyway. Cold calling is hard work. I still have clients that do it, and in its essence, sales is a numbers game. So if you call enough people, you'll get some leads. You certainly will. But you've got to be willing to really, really dial for dollars. Unless you have a heavily targeted list that you've maybe warmed up with some direct mail or direct email to them or social media or something. But you can do it. You can generate leads the hard way. But I prefer that you don't. I prefer that you go back to your customers and find out if they need any more of your products and services. And while you're at it, ask them for a referral. I'd prefer if you got out and networked, as painful as that might be for some of you. Just go do it. Find somebody like Malcolm from Juice Plus who likes to network and tag along with him, for goodness sakes. You know, there's plenty of people in this room who will take you with them to network. So there's no reason not to do it. So I want you to remember the 3 things that are most important when you are trying to generate leads. Number 1, target your audience. Make sure you know who you're selling to, why they're gonna buy from you, and anything else that you might need to know about them. Number 2, make sure you have a compelling message, an engaging message that differentiates you from your competition. Because if you don't, you're just gonna get lost in the sauce, as they say. And 3, you've gotta be consistent. You've gotta deliver that same message consistently over and over and over again. And you've got to follow up. The biggest problem I see with salespeople and business owners today is that they do not follow up. Oh, that person never called me back. Well, how many times you call them? Oh, once. I'm busy. I don't know about you. But unless I'm extraordinarily interested in what you're trying to sell me, I'm probably not going to call you back. Call at least 3 times. But here are the statistics. It takes 6 times to get somebody engaged and interested in what you are trying to sell, even if they know you. And most people give up after 3 times. So think about that. Now, don't pester the heck out of them, but definitely bring something of value to them and stay in touch with them. Keep trying to contact them. It's been delightful to talk to all of you, and I do hope that you will all take the information I gave you today and go out and generate more leads.